Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie, and if you are a lover of books, colouring or general cozy living, then this is the place for you. So in today's video I thought I would do a little bit of a bookish Q and A. So I asked my TikTok and my Instagram followers to ask some bookish questions or any personal questions for me to answer. So I have a few here on my computer that I'm going to be looking at while I'm answering them. So I have about 11 questions. So yeah, I thought we just can get into it and then you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So my name is Ellie. I am 22 years old and I live in the UK. And when I asked some of you guys what questions you would like to know, the first one was, what made you get into reading? So I got into reading back in 2021. Now I did read as I was a child, but then when I got into high school, um, I stopped reading for a bit as I feel like I didn't really enjoy it as much in high school as I thought it was a bit forced. And when people make you read things you don't want to, so I'm just like, yeah, I've had enough of it so far. But then back in 2021, I read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and that was the first book that I read and it got me addicted. So I'm very grateful that I read it. And yeah, because I know Colleen Hoover is really controversial at the minute. However, I do like some of her books. So yeah, that's my bit of a background on reading. And then with the reading aspect, it did really help with my mental health. As I was really struggling. I used to work in childcare for 3 years, and that really took a toll on my mental health, and I was struggling. So I had to break from childcare. I then got into reading, and yeah, that's and then now I'm in a new job which I am loving, and yeah, it just makes me like sad at the same time that I'm not in childcare, but I feel like it was the right thing to do for to get my spark back as I lost it, and but now I've got it back and my mental health is a lot better now that I'm not in childcare. So yeah, that's my take on that one. So the next question is, what are my favourite tropes? My favourite tropes are Grumpy Sunshine, Enemies to Lovers, The One Bed Trope, Billionaire Romance, Forced Proximity, and Found Family. Now, these are the ones that get me like really giddy and excited to read. And I think my top one is Grumpy Sunshine, as that is my top favourite trope ever. Um, yeah, I might make another YouTube video on my favourite tropes and recommend some books for you guys because I think that will make a good video. But yeah, I think those are my top tropes for now. It might change. We shall have to see. But yeah, those are my favourite ones. The next question is my favourite book of all time. Now, this one is also controversial, and I don't read any more books from this author. I'm just gonna put that out there. But as I read this, and I'm still thinking about it, it was the first book that made me cry and sob and all of the emotions, and that one is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. Like I said, I don't support her anymore. I've unfollowed her, and yeah, but I think that one is my favourite book. And I've also put Play Along by Liz Tomfordy, and I've recently found out it's Liz Tomfordy and not Tom Ford, so that was a new one for me. Um, but yeah, I think those two are my favourite books as of like the whole out of them all, I think. Well, not out of them all because I have lots of other favourites like favourite series and favourite standalone stuff like that. But yeah, um, what is? Oh no, sorry. What popular book did you not vibe with? Now, I did have another one, but I can't remember the title. That's how much I did not like it. But this wasn't the fact that I didn't like it. I just didn't. I DNF'd it. So It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Now, I do love her other books. I just didn't vibe with this one, and I haven't read the second one yet either. So I think for that, that has to be my least favourite book. And honestly, I can't for the life of me remember what other book that is my least favourite. I knew it was something to do, like, so it was a family, and they had like a beach house with a dog, and something happens to the dog. I think I'll have to find it and maybe put a picture on here for you. Because again, I can't seem to remember the title at this minute. But yeah, I think that one was my least favourite book. What is your reading goal for this year? So, with my reading goals, and this is like with my monthly TBRs as well, I don't set a high expectation for myself, as sometimes I write books that I want to read in my notes for the month. However, if I don't get to them, that's totally okay. I'm not going to be like, oh, I should have read that amount of books, because as long as you enjoy the books, that's all that matters. Um, I did read 100 books last year, I believe. Um, but this year I put it to 50 as a goal, as I just wanted something a bit simple and not too hard. So yeah, that's my goal for this year. If I read any more, that's absolutely perfect. If I read any less, that is also perfect. I am not the type of person to put that kind of pressure on myself, as I also have other responsibilities like my job, and life things that just get in the way sometimes. So yeah, that's also another issue for reading, unfortunately. So, but yes, 50 is my goal for this year. The next question is, what is the best series you have read so far? And that could be for this year or the other years. So, well, I picked 4 series for now. So the top one is the Boys of Torment series. I love that book series so much, and I'm just honestly, if I could give all the characters a hug from that book, I would. It's just so emotional and heartbreaking, but it's so worth the read. But please make sure you check your trigger warnings as well, as that's really important for any book for that matter. Um, and then I've also put the Windy City series. Again, I just love interconnected standalones where you follow different characters. So, for example, if you read book one from a series and you're like, oh, I want to read about that couple, or you might find like tension or like romance sizzling in the background, you're like, you're gonna get a book. Yeah, I just love all things like that. And then I have got the Silver Pines series as well. I am on the fourth book at the minute, but again, I'm loving the characters. I'm obsessed. I cannot stop talking about it on my TikTok. And I think some of you guys might be sick of me talking about it, but honestly, it's so worth a read. And yeah, I just love all the characters, apart from some side characters, obviously. But I think that you get that with all the series and books, like you hate one character or some. But yeah, those are my top 4 series so far, and I will put their pictures on the screen as well for you. So yeah, and then the next question is, do I read multiple books at once? So with this, it does depend. Now, for example, I'm reading a romance right now on my physical, and I'm reading a romantic on my Kindle, and I think that helps a little bit, because I feel like if it was two romance books, I feel like I would get confused with them. Um, so if it's like a romantic or a romance, then it would be a bit better. As I'm like, I mean, I know that from this certain book, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't read two romances books at the same time. If I do, it might take me a while to finish one book, and then I'm like, oh, I want to read that one instead of this one, like more, but then I get back to that one afterwards. So yeah, I think in that aspect, I would just say I read. It depends really. Um, but yeah, that's what I would say about that one. As I know some people read like five books at the same time, and I'm like, I don't know how you can do it. Hats off to you, you know. Um, but yeah, it's all different for everyone, and that's what I love about reading. So yeah, the next question is, what is your least favorite trope? Now, my least favorite trope is miscommunication, and sometimes a pregnancy trope, but it has to be done well for me. But I do love reading that trope if it's done well and the writing is well. Um, so yeah, the miscommunication is my just gets on my nerves so bad. Like you can just talk it out and you'll be fine, or not fine, but like it's the more you leave a certain situation or like topic that you're not going to talk about, it's just going to get worse, and then your feelings are going to get worse. And yeah, that's not good. So yeah, I think my least favorite communication. My least favorite trope is communication. Um, yeah, and I think that's all I can remember for that one. So my last question is, what got you into content creation? Now, as you know, I've been obsessed with books since 2021, and so when I first started my TikTok page, I just posted about book aesthetics and book lines and didn't show my face at all. But then along the years, I started to become more confident and started talking on videos, posting myself more, and I just generally love how you can connect with other like minded people on these apps. I have made so many friends through the years, and I'm so thankful for my friendships with these people. And I can just talk to them about anything and everything. And it's just a lovely community that you create, and you can just talk about a lot of books with people. Um, I also love creating my videos and getting creative with them. I love using Canva and CapCut for my videos and edit them. Um, yeah, I think for me it's just hard to find what videos I want to do and when I'm going to be posting them. I think that's the hardest part. So yeah, I I just love it so much, and I'm so glad and grateful for all the support I have received over the years. So yeah, I think that comes to the end of my video. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll get another video soon. I am thinking of creating a video next week, as I'm doing a random number generator chooses how many pages I read over on my TikTok, which I will put a picture on here for you. So I've done 7 days on there already, and then I'm going to be doing a week on here. So that will be really fun and interesting. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!